Before you do your grades, JD, I posted it on our Twitter account earlier. So 5 years ago today, Kareem Hunt was pulled over in Cleveland. And that's the famous soundbite where the cop is talking to him, and Kareem is just kind of venting to the cop about, how he feels awful because he's not on his team anymore. He had to watch his team win the Super Bowl. They played in the Super Bowl, and that was 5 years ago to the day today.
Really?
5 years to the day.
Wow.
I put together a little clip of Kareem talking about it and also showing how 5 years, full circle, man. So.
Oh, what happened to me? Should be playing for a freaking Super Bowl, man. Oh, dude. It hurts.
I was just thinking about that.
It hurts my soul.
These playoff games, Kansas City.
1st and 10. Hunt again slips through, goes all the way for the touchdown. Kareem Hunt.
I was here when it all started, and I know how hard we work, man, how hard we attack the days. It's just a winning culture out here, and coming back here when I first signed, I knew we'll have an opportunity to come back to the Super Bowl, and that's all I wanted.
So, I mean, that's just the fact that was 5 years ago today, just like so poetic, man. And to see, he was watching his team in the Super Bowl. 5 years later, you're in the freaking Super Bowl, Kareem. And Chiefs Kingdom's rooting for you, buddy.
Yeah. Amazing story. And finding somebody, kind of, down in the dumps where he was, you say it is worse or, very having, contrition and whatnot. But I'm so happy for Kareem Hunt, where he is right now and what he's able to see. And I'm able to see this thing through. And I said this, in the keys to victory, that one thing that we needed to do with Kareem Hunt was give him a heavy dose of Hunt. Hunt for Red October, that's what the name you gave him. So Kareem Hunt, man, he came out there, he hunted, he did all those good things. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to him. Did an amazing job. Amazing job. To have a moment of victory and success when it was bleak years before that. And he had to take, a different journey to get to where he is right now. Sometimes it happens in life. So let me just say that philosophically, that sometimes we find ourselves in particular situations that everything might look bleak, may look like, it's just dark times, but there's sun, okay, and hope and all those things on the other side of it. And we just got to persevere through it, really. And he's a living testament to that right here. And him and D-Hop are the two guys I want this more than anybody else. And I'm just so glad that he's able to really soak in, take this in, because he deserves it. He deserves it. He was very apologetic. And he came in, and I knew he would do anything he needed to do for the Chiefs. So he had 17 carries for 64 yards. Doesn't seem like a whole lot. But I tell you what he was able to give in the game, getting the first downs, getting in the end zone. I mean, you could see it, the passion that he had about him. So for Kareem Hunt and then Isaiah Pacheco too, 5 carries, 12 yards. Isaiah came in and gave in like you should have. I don't know I'm not even going to put that fumble on him, okay, because it wasn't his fault. That's on Pat alone. Pat's got to make sure that he's pulling out on that fake, and he didn't do a good job of it, okay? But I think Pacheco had a decent game. For all of that, man, I'm going to give these guys, I gave the running backs, I gave them a B+. Give them a B+. There was one that Kareem Hunt picked up this blitz, came straight up the middle, and without that getting to Juju, we would have never got down there to score. And it all was because Kareem Hunt came in, man, and made that hit, picked up that blitz. Did a great job of doing that. Not to mention Sanjay P. Ryan at the end, catching that football for the first down to seal up the game. So Yeah, running backs, for me, got a B plus. Got a B plus. So
Yeah,
did a great job.
he really did. I just think the fact that it was 5 years ago today, because I was looking, because I remember he mentioned the quote about the Super Bowl, and I was like, huh, okay. I was like, what was the exact quote? So I went to the video. Then when I go to the TMZ's account from that, I see it's the January 27th, 2020. I'm like, holy crap, that's today. Like literally 5 years ago today. So it's just, it's a story of redemption, like everyone said in there, but like, that's why, guys do, people do deserve the second act. And I remember there's people in the offseason who were trying to kill you and me, JD, because we were, we wanted to see the whole Rashid Rice thing play out. People want him to be cut right away. It's like, maybe you never did anything wrong in your life. Like show some grace to somebody,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because those things don't always define a person to be who they are always. And especially somebody who has who's apologetic, shown contrition, who, shows humility. Those are the ones you can get behind and say, yeah, this guy understands, he gets it. Right. It's the other ones that sit there and they're whatever it is, right? If you want to call it, okay, the deeds that they've done with no apology to it, okay, the arrogance behind it, it's deceitful, conniving, vile, and all those different things, and don't apologize for none of it. I can't fool with people like that, man. Sorry, can't. That's to me, that's it's disrespectful, dishonest, but it shows a lot about who a person is. So we can tell he's somebody that learn from his mistakes, and that's good for him. It's great for him.
100%. He said he told Andy he was going to give it his all when he came back to Kansas City, and after all the festivities were all done last night, after everybody got like interviewed and whatnot, he went to the locker room, changed into street clothes, and then went back out. JD is onto the field and just kind of looked at the confetti on the ground and stuff, kind of soaking the moment in, which is just special, because this is his first run of the Super Bowl, man. It's wild.
Let me talk. So Hannah said, I'm happy for Kareem Hunt. I'm also happy for D-Hop. He is devoted to his mother who suffered such a heinous attack years ago. Really? I didn't know that. I don't know what the attack was. I don't know this story, Hannah. Maybe I had to look it up. But yeah, but you can tell, for him, he seems like he's got a change of heart. He's changed, man. That's good. Kathy Wetchers, Juju had some speed left. He would have scored. Well, I'm glad he caught the football. That was all it was to get. Go, Juju. I don't care how much you got to go. So yeah, he a little broke up. Him knees ain't what they used to be, Kathy. I appreciate him catching the football, getting open. That's what we need. That's what we got him here for.
Yeah.
So
Juju plays like a 32-year-old, 33-year-old receiver, but then when you look at his age, you're like, what the heck? He's not mid-30s.
Injuries, man. I'm trying to tell you, injuries. You're talking to somebody who's ran a 4.4, 9, 4.5. Okay, and 2 knee injuries and surgeries that'll do it to you. So I get it, Juju. Go as fast as you can, buddy. So we saw says Pacheco is not as good as Hunt. The man is a real beast. Feed him. Different styles for sure. Different styles. But I'm not going to diminish Pacheco because he was one of the ones that helped get us here to where we're at right now. The last few games hadn't been what we thought it was before all of this. And I think he's just trying to do a little bit, too much, getting to where. But these certain games are definitely Hunt games. That's exactly what it is. Maybe a different game was probably more suited for Pacheco, if you will, to get the scheme. But people have their opinions about it.
We don't back to back without Pacheco, so we wouldn't be in position to three-peat without Pop and what he did for us in the postseason last year. I'm not saying I like one or the other. I hope we bring back Kareem Hunt and keep him around with the juice he showed this year. This guy's obviously he still calls Kansas City home, right? Called it home, and now he's back home, and so I think they keep him around, and we'll see what happens in the offseason. But yeah, that backfield of those two, I'd like to see a full season with both those guys healthy together, and I think that would do some damage.
Oh, yeah. Neff says, fumble goes to the last person to have full possession. Spoken like a true running back. No, I see his Jeremy Gold said, I don't agree with that. Mahomes, Pacheco fumble, bull. I am a China shot with Pop. Not saying I'm right, just think Pop don't know how when is to dial it back. Yeah, I think it's the patient, man. I think it's the patience of it, Jeremy Gold. It is still like one of those things you just got to work through, like the patience of it for sure. People got those days. People go those days. The difference between Hunt and Pacheco, Hunt is way more hungry right now. You know what? It's hard to measure the hearts, but no doubt Hunt has a whole different modem, the things he needs to do. Yeah. I think Isaiah's just a hungry guy, period. I think for him, he's going to stay hungry. But there is, for Kareem Hunt, there's a reckoning for him.
There's an extra thing on top of being hungry with him.
Yeah, the hungry. Yeah, so yeah, Under Brown, I agree with you somewhat. Yeah, but I know both those guys are hungry for it.
Want to make some quick cash during the rest of the NFL playoffs? There's still time to embrace your inner underdog. Over the last 4 weeks, we have given 15 selections and have cashed on 13 of them, predicting higher or lower on multiple different player statistics. So we are ready to continue this heater into the conference championship and beyond. So if you've yet to download the Underdog app, do so now and get free cash. Click the link in the description or use promo code CHIEFCONCERNS, that's one word, to claim your free pick plus first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. It's conference championship weekend, so let's continue to keep the good vibes in 2025.
It's good to hand the ball off to a guy. We got a couple of guys we hand the ball off to. We sit there watching, Kareem Hunt run as hard as he can, going ahead and getting the yards. And I'm so thankful. I'm so glad we was able to utilize him the way that we did, because Kareem Hunt was a man that was on a mission. He got hurt. He came back in. Got hurt, came back in. But he was going to be relentless. He wasn't going to let, one little injury or being uncomfortable keep him out of the football game. And so when you get to this point, it is about, man, you just got to toughen it out. This is for all the marbles. We need to understand what those things need to do. What up, Neff? Neff says Hunt needs to run the ball more. Absolutely. I see somebody else sit there and say he gets better, stronger as the game goes on. He does. We know this as a running back, if you being effective, if you've been running down their throats, it is hard for them to keep tackling that guy, because you still got to come off, like I keep reiterating to this, you got to come off and try to make that tackle. And when you do, that's my job as a tight end or a lineman, to bury your tail, okay, when you're trying to make that tackle. So not only you have the punishment of the guy running through you, now you got the big guy jumping on your back while you're trying to make the tackle. So that's always hard. That's tough to do. That is always tough to do, man. But Kareem Hunt, man, amazing job tonight. Even, Pacheco and some of the things he was able to do, man. He did a good job tonight, too. But this thing is a concerted effort, no doubt about it. Like you were talking about, Tej, it does take the coaches and everybody else to put this thing together. And we got one of the best in the business that's ever been in Andy Reid.
Takes a village.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it don't, you know what? And let me say this, because I know you was talking about it. It doesn't have to take paying a huge roster on guys. You get your one guys that you need. And I'll say, like all the other teams did the same thing that we did. Sure, you sit there and looked at Justin Herbert and them guys out there. They paid a big salary for Bosa and all those guys kind of on defense. And the other guys, they was like, okay, maybe we'll splurge here. Some other guys we won't. But Chiefs just keep doing it, man. They just keep doing it.
Doesn't mean it's going to beat us. It's just that would be like a big advantage for a team. Like if Mahomes is a 99, you get a quarterback that's a 90, and if he decides, hey, I'm tired of losing Mahomes, I will forego like 60% of my salary and get a huge pay cut for you just to build this damn roster up to beat him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let's kind of talk about the game a little bit. We'll get to the running, but it's kind of part of it. But and I appreciate the contribution, Jacob Donnerbauer. Appreciate it, brother. Love seeing them.
Yes, sir.
Love seeing them continue with the run game, even when it was getting stuffed. Hunt is hungry for that ring. We'd love to see them not run out of shotgun so much. I think it hinders the run game. We'll talk a little bit about that. But, JD, throughout the season, we talked about how we loved when there were certain times where the Chiefs' offense would go into this up-tempo offense. And it's like, why don't we do this all game? And then today, we start out the game up-tempo. That first drive was masterful. Anybody who wanted to fire Matt Nagy or hope he left, well, I don't know. Matt Nagy and Andy Reid concocted a great a set of plays there. As you come out of the gate, just doing what we did is rapid fires, just going quick, again, getting down there, and then capitalizing with the Kareem Hunt rushing touchdown, that's amazing. What did you like about what you saw from the offense today? Because I think this is probably, and I think it's the only game where we scored over 29 points this year in this game, which is just wild to me. What did you like about the offense? What was different about this game, the play calling that we haven't really seen all season?
Yeah, Joker beat me to it. More RPOs in today's game than recent memory. No doubt about it. And so what RPOs give you, it gives you options. And so if Pat sees there's too many guys in the box, he's just going to throw right behind the linebackers. So that's part of like what you had to do by threatening them. But that's what RPOs give you. They give you that option. And it was good because we didn't utilize that as much because why? Because Rashid Rice has been down. And so some of those things that we used to run in the past with Rashid Rice, we haven't been running this year because we hadn't really had a slot guy to do the things Rashid Rice did. So guess what? Hollywood Brown shows up for that. All right. Juju falls in because he used to be that guy before he left to New England. So it was just something that they seen on film was saying, well, look, they're going to put guys in a box. We can't run the football. We at least got to give you the allure that we're going to run it downhill or we're going to sit there and step back. But no, once he fit the rim back behind the linebackers, it was wide open. And we know a lot of those guys was ready to come downhill anyway. So I think they used it perfectly in doing that, especially if they run a man too. Run man or you run zone in that is a zone and a man beater. So that's a good thing about RPOs. Sometimes some of the problem that comes with it is, well, if you do sit back, then you got to make sure you run the football. You got to do it effectively. And I will say this, what did help out, not only was it the RPOs, and I wanted to make this point, but daggone it, all offensive line blocked their tails off their very first couple of series. They did. When I'm talking about rooting guys out, kick blocks, a little bit of that power, Trey Smith, Creed Humphrey, Joe Tooney, Jawan Tate, all those guys were moving bodies. They were moving bodies. They were being maulers. If you go back, just watch the first couple of series. You watch those guys go in and handle that defensive line. It was completely different. It was the best I've seen the offensive line play, especially at the very first of it. They had a little lull at some points where they kind of went back. But at the very beginning, these guys came out for blood, man. They were bullies. That's exactly what they needed them to be. That was one of my points I needed to do, man. But I think that was the reason. It was the RPOs, and the offensive line did a much better job blocking up front. I said the game was going to be one in the trenches, man. The game was going to be one in the trenches. So,
and this is with a left guard playing left tackle.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Which makes our weakest link now a left guard. But, I'd rather have our weakest link be our left guard than our left tackle. and so would our team also. So they obviously agree with the same thing. RPO, though, the reason why, we haven't, like you said, had a lot all year, and that led to a fumble, though, too. So the lack of maybe doing it as much with repetition led to a little miscommunication with the handoff to Pacheco. That's how we fumbled it, right? RPO.
Yeah. Well, that was, I don't know. I don't think it was RPO on that one.
It wasn't?
To me, no, it looked like more so like he was going to do like an option or something, because he kind of put in his bread basket like it was zone, like a zone read in a sense, because with that action back there, there's no way he would have been able to pass the football that quick, because somebody would have been able to, the lineman would have already been up the field with that action. So I don't know if he was that play in itself. I watched it. I'm like, what are we doing? Is he trying to option this and then throw to
Yeah, it looks to be one of those like ones where Patrick does the RPO, takes a step, and then does a little sidearm, like quick whip.
Yeah, like a screen.
Yeah,
yeah. So that might have been different, but that without a doubt, man, was that transition. I don't know if it was Pat, I don't know if it was Pacheco, but it looked a little weird to me because I'm just like, is Pat supposed to get the ball on this one? But I just think the action from the way it came from the side didn't seem like it was going to be fast enough for like an RPO kind of read. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Mahomes was already moving. It looked like he wasn't.
Yeah, he was moving. Yeah,
he wasn't pulling. He was moving with the pull almost. That's probably that's where it hit the body almost on the way out.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.